Hello. So, all you guys know I love animal print and leopard and cheetah and all that. I love this. This is a little warmy thing that you put on. My friend Anne from Cyprus gave it to me, and it is paper thin, but the warmest thing you ever would experience. And I, for one, like to be warm all the time. So, what are you doing to keep warm in this month of January? So, how we all doing? I hope you got off to a good start with going through our first week of January and coming into another beautiful week. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the season of winter, because we know that during the season of winter, it is a time when we're really doing inventory on ourselves. We're really cleaning up. We're really straightening our house out, getting rid of things, just like we did in the spring. Most of us do it every season, or big season, summer and winter, or even fall, right? Remember people that used to do fall cleaning, winter cleaning, all of that? Well, my mother used to do it, and I swear it was a lot of older people back then did it in their generation. And I think it was mostly when they did spring and fall cleaning, it was their form of meditation and ritual. So they went through everything and cleaned out. And this is a time to make sure that we ourselves are in alignment with, where we want to be, what our environment looks like, to really be in that place of allowing everything to be an extension of our holiness. So holy meaning, how whole are we? And what do we need to do for that? Perhaps we need to create a new altar. Or maybe you need to get rid of piles of things in your house. Or maybe it's old paperwork that you're waiting for one of those, I can't think of what it's called, the shredder days, where they have different trucks come and you put everything in and get rid of it. Getting rid of old things. My old marriages, I had to give those to the first one I gave to my kids, because it's like, I don't want that energy in the house. That's another chapter of my life. So what I would say to you is, what is an old chapter of your life that you're still having the remnants hanging around in your house? Is it old tax stuff that you could get rid of? Is it old pictures that you don't want to remember? Some of those things. Perhaps you were in an abusive relationship and you still have pictures of that person hanging around. Get rid of it. Make your house and your environment pristine. That everything that you pick up, if it's an extension of you and you want it and it's adding to your light in your heart, it brings you joy, keep it. If it doesn't, bye-bye, gotta go. Give it away to somebody who will appreciate it. Maybe that will bring light to their heart, just like it did to you at one time. So allow yourself to do that and see where you're at. I love making new altars because I have a whole dresser full of objects and pictures and things that I do altars with. And with each new one coming in, new season, new whatever, time of year, I bring out different things. Obviously, I'm not going to have my altar look the same in the summer with all this bright energy and, birds and blossoms and all of this. When the winter, it's a quiet time. It's a time of reflection. Perhaps buying yourself a new journal where you can really sit and reflect on where you are. I am a Virgo and I love journals. Everybody makes fun of me. Gerard makes fun of me. My granddaughter makes fun of me because I have at least 5 journals going at the same time. Some online, some hard copy, stickers that you can put in when you accomplish things. The inner child in me loves that. So it makes it more fun to complete things, because there's nothing better for a Virgo than crossing things off their list. So whatever it is for you, take inventory, look at what you can pass on. We're supposed to be traveling a lot lighter these days. So look at, if you had to leave your house, in a hurry? What are the most important things that you would want to take with you? And what could you just let go of forever? Start looking at that. We probably got a long winter coming. So we got plenty of time to do that. Okay. Here we go. Second week. This is from The Secret Language of Light. I like this deck. Ooh, Divine Feminine. How beautiful. Look at this card. Now there's a heart. Absolutely gorgeous. Shine your inner light on your desires. Look beyond the obvious and the superficial into the heart of a matter. Peer deeper into the hidden and explore the mysterious. Remember your vast potential and unlimited possibilities that are available to you. It is time to trust your intuition, your inner voice, and your instincts. This may also be a time for stillness, for there are unseen forces at work, orchestrating the whole universe to bring intense and beautiful experiences in your life. I'm going to stop there. So many times we forget that we have a team on the other side too. And that team is working on our behalf behind the scenes. And, I remember seeing a pin long ago that said, don't quit just before your miracle comes. And it feels like that sometimes, that we have to really keep trusting and keep putting energy into what's important to us, right? Because they are working behind the scenes, and sometimes it takes a little longer to filter down to the earth plane and the density here. Allow yourself to receive all that you want. You are the mother of all you create. Nurture yourself and all that flows within and around you. There may be an impending marriage or birth around you, either physically or symbolically. The Divine Feminine wants you to know there's always enough to go around. Abundance is everywhere. Embrace joy. Wow. And they even have a journal work. Draw or write about 3 ways the women in your life inspire a connection to the inner goddess. I would also say the men in your life, because we all have an inner goddess, right? So let's not forget about that as we're trying to bring in the balance of everything. Okay. The next deck is Magdalene Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. These cards are big. Ooh, Eternal Embrace. It's got 2 lovers on there. Eternal Embrace. Everything in the universe consists of complementary opposites. So there's no point in wishing that everyone around you was more like you. Accept this universal truth and you will avoid further disappointment. Every time you identify a quality in another that you don't like, pause for a moment and identify that same quality within you. If you have identified that quality in another, for sure it exists in you. If you can't see it within yourself, it is simply because you have repressed that quality. Every quality you think you possess comes with an opposite quality attached to it. You can't have one without having the other. Read and reflect on the following sets of qualities or feelings. It says, as you go, you may want to add more qualities. Slowly reflect on each one until you are able to see each of these qualities within yourself. When you are able to own and love each one quality, you will have made a major breakthrough, which leads to a newfound sense of balance and well-being. So the qualities and feelings to own and love: positive and negative, friendly, not friendly, happy and sad, peaceful, aggressive, strong and weak, trusting and fearful, confused and clear-headed, spiritual and physical, responsible and irresponsible, considerate, inconsiderate, angry and calm, feminine and masculine, and kind and cruel. So it looks like some kind of judgment might try to come up this week. And you need to remember that stay out of judgment with others because you own a piece of it. You know, sometimes it's hard to figure out what it is. I used to do that all the time. If somebody was doing something that irritated me, I would pause and go, or maybe after the fact, I would sit and go, okay, why am I upset? And usually I would get the answer, but sometimes it's not a straight mirror to you, so you might have to sit, meditate, or pray on it. Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Harvest Moon, fruition. Just like the name says, harvest, we're harvesting. So that's interesting for this week. Whoops. As the seasons turn, there's always a time when all the potential of the spring begins to manifest. The crops grow tall and are ready to harvest, and they have done this from a fallow field into which we have planted seeds. The trees have flowered, and now there is fruit to pick. It is time for the harvest, and the affirmation is, I welcome the joyous fruition of all the intentions that I've set. So it says when we are able to bring something to fruition, whether it is being a planting, a project, or a change in ourselves, it's a perfect time to celebrate all that we are grateful for and to mark our achievement. We may have worked very hard to bring this new situation into reality. We may have been patient in the way we have worked overtime and sacrificed much to make it happen. The harvest moon is the time to be happy about our success and to share it with others. Our ancestors would dance and sing, have community festivals to thank everyone, celebrate the fruition of the hard work. These times of high energy are also times to really focus on your body, as they can be quite taxing on our systems. If we don't take care, it is often the time that we get ill. The moon normally falls on the moon closest to the autumn equinox in the northern hemisphere. So what I want to say, even though that's not the case, you can have fruition all year. Maybe your crops aren't coming to, fruition in the middle of the winter, but projects are. And things that you're doing or you've worked on for a while are. So stay with that. Wisdom of the higher realms. The Dragon's Duel, Inner Conflict, Morality, and Conscious Choice. Interesting. The Dragon's Duel takes place at the proverbial fork in the road. It's both ally and challenger at once, as it represents the tensions of opposites. So here we are again. There's two cards here talking about polarities and opposites. Even though the truth is that we live in unity, we experience duality of faith and doubt, love and fear, right and wrong, black and white. This aspect of your current experience asks you to accept that although you may be going one way, another way may be calling to you to change direction. Now is the time to inquire whether it's your ego or your soul leading you. There are always choices in life. Decision-making also solves inner conflict. If you're torn between two dragons, the one that you choose to feed will be the one that wins. Which is it? If it's not the one that serves your highest of your intentions, deliberately feed the other, and the duel will be won in your favor. So I think it's fascinating that we have Eternal Embrace that was all about the duality of things and looking at the qualities and the opposites. And then this as well, polarity. Two different dragons fighting it out. And the last one is Earth Magic by Stephen Farmer. Love his stuff. Bless his soul. He's passed now. Oh, wow. How perfect is this? Winter solstice, reflection. What was I just talking about? Really letting this time be a time to go within. And even when we're looking at the body, it really is a time to, eat warm foods, nourishing yourself, all of that. We want to eat nourishing foods and, take better care of ourselves during that time. This midpoint of winter is not only the shortest day of the year, but also the longest night. The world is very still and the land dormant. Various festivals of light are celebrated and have been for thousands of years, serving as a reminder that the light will indeed return. Throughout many cultures, there are tales describing this time as the birth of the archetypal Sun King, including the Christian story of Jesus' birth, representing the hope of renewal from the darkest place. It says, this image portrays a simple yet powerful representation of winter's solstice. We see a clear reflection of the snowy woods on the still frozen waters of the lake. The blue tint drapes the scene with an even greater sense of quiet and solace, inviting us to walk softly, yet lest we disturb the intense, gentle grace of the scene. The reflection of the trees on the frozen lake reminds us that it's time for us to go inside, to both our physical shelter as well as our internal world, and there contemplate the season that has passed, the season that is, and the season yet to come. I love this. This is a good time to review the past year. I know I wrote a blog on that a few weeks ago, but it really is a good time to really just reflect on, are you happy with your life? What's out of balance? What can you do about it? And all of that. But I feel like journaling will bring some great answers for you. So for this up and coming week, be soft, get in touch with the divine feminine with you. You might also want to get together with a group of women and do something that you feel connected with. Eternal embrace the parts of you that you don't necessarily love, and know that whatever you put your energy in or start this week will come to fruition. Maybe you're taking some baby steps towards something. That is fine. And then, again, the two different polarities here, getting ready to make a conscious choice in the direction you want to go in, not the one everybody else perhaps wants you to go in, but you want to go in. And then the last one is just remembering it's winter. It's a shutdown time. It's a let's close it up. Let's go into the sanctuary within. Let's make a beautiful altar. Let's have our house reflect that. And let's really have everything that is supporting us. This is a good time for tea rituals. And so I have a certain time of day. I'm not, in the past, let's say in the past I wasn't a tea drinker, but I've been lately since I've been on an adrenal cleanse. And you have tea rituals. So perhaps you have your coffee in the morning, and midday you have a tea ritual. That means at 1 o'clock I go sit in front of my altar or wherever. I'm just using that as an example. And I have my tea as I meditate. And that is signaling you to shut down and go within. And when you sip that tea, it's a reminder you're in reflection. So you can do that, or you can journal during that time, or whatever it is, but it's a reset time. And it's like you'll get used to it if you do it a couple times a day. I do it once during the day, and then I do it maybe an hour before I'm going to bed at night. It signals my body, okay, we're getting ready to slow down. We're going to be going to bed soon. And that's my intention with that ritual. So pick out some of your favorite teas. Try it. I think you'll like it. All right. Again, have a blessed week.